morning, children. Welcome to Social Studies class of Class 9, Economics, Chapter 2. This is Sridevi from Thal Padmavati International School, Varangal. Children, before going to the topic, first let us know about difference between developed and underdeveloped nations. So I would like to ask a question. Let me know the difference between two nations, that is, the developed nations and underdeveloped nations, which can be called as developed nations and which are underdeveloped nations. Yes, you are right, children. A developed nation is of with advanced technology and good infrastructure, whereas when we talk about underdeveloped nations, it is of poor technology, poor infrastructure, we can say as even outdated technology, where they are not well skilled or well talented in presenting or improving the nation, which can be considered as underdeveloped nations. But here, what we need to understand is we cannot take all this into consideration, as we cannot decide a country to be underdeveloped or developed. It can be decided on the quality of the people and their skills. Of course, the talent of the people, their innovative ideas, their presentation of a technology, its usage can be only dependent upon the people and their skill. That's what we can call it as quality of the population. So I wish you understood what we are going to discuss today in this topic. Yes, we are going to learn about the people as resource. Now, let us go deep into the topic. In this topic, we are going to focus about people or human as resource can be assert than a liability. As you all know, resource which is completely dependent on natural resources. But here, the resource can be considered as human resource, which is based on their assets and liabilities, which can give good income sources and a country's economy to be a high standard improvement, which in the beginning, as we discussed, a developed nation. A country can be a developed nation when a strategy is maintained and human resource management can be utilized in a perfect way. So, as I told you, assets and liabilities are the major roles played by the humans in presenting their skill to improve a country's economy. So, today, let us start with the best example where we find in most of the countries. Like, let me tell you a best example called as Africa. If we take the example of Africa, of a region like which is in the southern part called as Southern Africa or South Africa, might develop because it got good diamonds and gold mines that are present there. As you all know, the resources or the natural resources of that particular continent are so much, such a treasury it is, which is one of the best world producing continent or countries of gold and diamonds. In the same way, the region like Alaska, which is of in potential to develop because of oil reserves. But still, however, there are certain regions which do not have sufficient natural resources, are still by means of supplying the human resource, they support any other factor and have a good going in the economy. It is not that a country having plenty of natural resources can be considered as a developed nation. It is not that exactly. Even the countries which don't have enough natural resources are completely depending on their self talent, that is, the human resource, where they can introduce so many good liabilities, so many good asserts, being themselves as an assert for the country's economy to develop in the limited way of resources. Whatever the limited resources are there, they are utilizing them and introducing such a new technology where it is supporting the country's economy and it is improving the country's economy, where it is becoming one of the position in its developed or advanced technology. So another example I would like to say, where we can call as Japan, which is a unique country with its very high gross national product. That is due to increase in economic activities, as like increase in economy that increases due to production sector. As I told you, African countries with diamonds and gold mines, they are one of the world producers of such material or such costly items all over the world. Whereas Japan is not a place with which is being supported by good natural resources, or else um, production of such mines which are being not found in Japan. But still, this country is one of the developed countries. It is in the list of one of the developed countries, and it is very high in its gross national product. It is completely based on human resources and human capital. It is like increase in economy that increases due to production sector. Still, let me tell you, even this country must not own or use much natural resources. Then how can this Japan came under developed nations? So it is mainly due to the human resource of this nation. That means how human resource or people are the integral part of the nation to develop, who are very important for countries' development. So that means human resource, particularly when we talk about a resource, it is maybe in the form of a material, money, or other things that can be. So, Japan would be the best example to understand about this lesson, where we call as people as resource, where the country is completely dependent upon the talent and the education and the skill of the people. So human resource is a very important part, and there is I let me tell you about. We will be knowing that talking about human resources as an asset but not a liability. Even in further, we'll be knowing that human itself is considered as a very good asset of a country instead of a liability. So when we know more about a human resource, we basically classify the population into two parts, as the dependent population and the working population. And in this, the working population, that is the age group from 15 years to 64, comes under the working population, and the remaining, like the children and the old people less than 15 years and greater than 65 are considered under dependent population who are now who are the dependents on the working population. Now in this working population, more than the working population, when we talk about the dependent population, we can consider the 65 age senior citizens and the children below 15 years who can be completely considered as the dependent population who are on the working population. So now this working population can definitely increase. It's a skill and productivity, and once you have the good skill and productivity of the working population, that would lead to significant contribution of the gross national product, as we have seen was in the case of Japan. So the people were completely skilled based on the education rather on the natural resources. So now the working population of the country or the efficiency of the people, there would be the two primary reasons we have to know, which is completely dependent upon the working population capacity, their skill, where you can see on the image based on different countries. So based on these primary reasons, let us know what they are. Firstly, the education availability, and the second is the healthy human being, which are the most important reasons where a country can be completely developed or underdeveloped, which can be considered based on the efficiency of the human resource, which is completely dependent upon education availability and health, where a country's gross national product can be determined, where the country's contribution which would be expressed out based on gross national product completely on the education and health. So in this, the education and the health are the two important parameters which concerns and needed for a country's development. So the education and a healthy human being would efficiently be a kind of role who can play an important role for human capital formation. And once you have a human capital that is formed, it would definitely bring the avenues or the investments for a particular country. Now, when we talk about particularly India, we have various phases where we had high or the explanatory role of human beings or human as a resource, and there was a revolutionary breakthrough in the history. Let's take the matter about agriculture and agriculture, which we have learned in the previous lesson, that is in Palampur. Very important word we heard about the Green Revolution, where there was a significant increase in the production, as we learned in the village called Palampur, as I told you very well. There we heard the efficiency of the people completely on the uneducation or based on their natural resources, the sources. Even we saw in the daily sector, we learned about the white revolution. So all these reasons say that with the given reasons, if we put it into the human resource along the resources that are available, we can generate much higher productivity, which in turn would increase the gross national product and would even increase the investment opportunities and the investments options, and this will be a kind of cycle that goes on the economy of a country. Many increase gradually like this. There are more prospects and economy which is not working would have lesser prospects, and the cycle will be continuing or diminished opportunities, where people will be losing their employment opportunities in the society. And now the other importance of the topic is all about skill, where India is based on, which is recently started project in India, which is focusing on developing skills even for the students. So that's all from this lesson, children. Thank you.